Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's Cone, and the Lakers shouldn't be this good. They should not have 6 wins. They should not have won 4 games in a row, including tonight against the Blazers, a pretty solid team without LeBron, Luka, or Austin Reaves. By no accounts should LA be the 3 seed in the Western Conference 8 games into the season, but they are. And I feel like I've been proven thoroughly wrong about how this season might start for them. I've been wildly impressed. There is a lot to love about the way that the Lakers have started this season off. And a lot of teams have been injured, but not many have missed the talents that the Lakers have missed so far to begin this year. LeBron James hasn't played yet. Luka has been very much in and out of the lineup. Austin Reaves has been pretty consistent, but again, didn't play tonight against the Blazers, and it didn't matter. They still won with like Nick Smith Jr. going off, and Rui Hachimura was amazing, and Deandre Ayton had a great game, and Bronny James was pretty solid. Like, this Lakers team is just playing really well as a unit. I have been really enjoying Lakers basketball, and there are a few things I want to talk about why they've been successful. Number one, I've got to give a shout to JJ Redick. I thought ever since the beginning of last season he was a good coach. I was not one of the people that hated the hiring when it happened. I was like, hey, I think this could work, and it has. I think people should pretty universally accept that JJ Redick is just a good coach. From the sample size that we have seen, he does a lot with a little. He does not have great defensive personnel. He gets the most out of them. He elevates guys. He puts players in spots to succeed. Again, we're seeing Nick Smith Jr. go out there and shoot 10 of 15 for 25 points with 6 assists, 5 of 6 from 3. And hey, a lot of that is just great shot making from Nick Smith Jr., but I do think this offense allows pretty much any guard in that lead role to really kind of pop off. Not saying that he's not talented or that Reaves and Luka and these guys aren't, but they definitely play in a great system that's built towards them. That's good coaching. Deandre Ayton, 14 of 19 from the floor, 29 and 10 tonight. Rui Hachimura, 28-4 and assists, a steal, and a block. Like, Marcus Smart, he's not been the most efficient player in the world, but his defense has been awesome. He's been hustling his butt off, and he's hit some big shots. He's made some huge plays for them left and right. I think Jackson Hayes has been pretty solid as a backup big. Like, all these guys, all these depth pieces are thriving, and that's, of course, playing off of what Luka and Austin Reaves have done so far to start this season. And I talked about Austin Reaves in my video yesterday, my most surprising and disappointing players to begin this year, but I'll talk about him again here real quick. Austin Reaves has truly become one of the most well-rounded offensive players in the entire sport, putting up 31 a night, 9.3 dimes, just under 49% from the field. The three ball still hasn't fully come along yet. He's shooting just 34.4%, but that number I do expect to go up as his usage lowers once he's out there with Luka more consistently and LeBron James comes back. But like, the fact that you can have a guy go out there and drop 51 in Austin Reaves when Luka's not playing and knock off the Kings, not only 51, but 51, 11, 9, and 2, nearly a 50-point triple-double. He can hit a game winner against a really good Minnesota Timberwolves team, given they were without Anthony Edwards, but even still, the Lakers without Luka and LeBron James, and Reaves went out there and just shut the door with 28 points and 16 assists. He is legit. He is playing at an all-star level, not even an argument. At this point, Reaves has been fantastic. I still can't believe the Mavericks didn't even manage to get Austin Reaves in a Luka Doncic trade. Like, that would have made things a lot more stomachable. I feel like for Mavs fans, still not anywhere close to stomachable, but at least somewhat appetizing, maybe even the slightest. Like, they wouldn't have, just completely gagged at the thought of the idea. I don't know, but like, he has been such a special player for them. He's going to get a bag this offseason, and of course, Luka Doncic might be peaking. He might be playing at a new level that we have not seen from Luka. To start off this season, it's only 4 games. It's not the biggest sample size in the world. He's played 4. He's missed 4. 41.3 points, 11.5 rebounds, and 8.3 assists. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really care what the sample size is. If it's more than like 3 games and you're putting up those numbers, it's kind of ridiculous. He's also shooting 54% from the field, and that's with the 3 ball falling at just a 29% clip. Like, he was 1 of 11 last game. He was 2 for 10 in the first game of the season against the Warriors. Luka's really not knocked down the 3, and I have to imagine with Luka Doncic, that shot is going to come along a lot better for him. He's been great at getting to his spots. He looks a lot quicker. He's very confident. He's being physical. Like, this is the kind of, mismatch version of Luka from his earlier days where he's a bit thinner to his more skilled, savvy days at the end of his Mavericks tenure. It's all just congealed into one Luka Doncic that is looking like one of the best players on the planet right now, playing some of his best basketball that we've ever seen. This is the guy that the Lakers traded for him, and it's like, how do you even possibly get him? Never mind for the package that they got him back for. It still blows my mind anytime for the rest of my life when I talk about the Lakers and Luka Doncic. It's going to to come back to the Luka Doncic trade and how unfathomable it is that that is something that happened. But yeah, Luka, unbelievable to start this season. Same thing with Austin Reaves, the two of them, just ridiculous offensive talents. And again, LeBron still hasn't played yet. Like when LeBron comes back, they've got, I think, pretty clearly the best offensive trio in the sport. I don't really think there's much of a debate. Now, the question is, how can they continue to defend? Because that is going to always be the question with that tandem at the forefront, with the way the Lakers are currently set up. And like they've kind of held up on that end. They're the 18th defense. It's not good, but it's not bottom 10. And if you told me the injuries that they were facing, considering their personnel as well, I would have thought they'd be a bottom 10 unit over there. Like they have not had a super hard schedule, but it's definitely not been one of the easiest ones in the NBA. I don't know. I just think the Lakers are holding up over there, and shout it to like a Marcus Smart, Jake Laravia, who I forgot to mention in the earlier depth conversation. He's been unbelievable as a cheaper Dorian Finney-Smith replacement. He's defending, he's hitting shots, he's handling the ball at times, he's rebounding. Like Laravia is just kind of doing it all for them, and I liked him as a pickup, but he's even exceeded my expectations. And then offensively, they're 7th in the NBA right now. And again, that's with Luka missing half the games, Austin Reaves missing one, LeBron not playing at all. When LeBron comes back and they get everybody out there, this could be a top 5 offense in the league. If they can get that defense to inch up a little bit, whether it's just, continuing to build some cohesion, a bit of an identity, or they make a move for some defensive pieces, like this could be a team that makes real noise in the Western Conference, more than I was personally expecting coming into the season. And I'm sure as, the Lakers continue to put up wins with LeBron James out of the lineup, there are going to be people who have the conversation, do the Lakers need LeBron? Like, should they try and trade him? And I do still think the answer is yes, they need LeBron James, because sure, they're winning games right now in the Western Conference, but as the season continues on, like you can't have Austin Reaves and Luka playing these absurd minutes and shouldering this absurd offensive load. They're going to break down. Things are going to kind of sputter out by the time you reach the playoffs. Your defense is going to regress. They need another guy, and LeBron, obviously fits that mold that they're looking for, not so much defensively, but in terms of offense, which I still think that's the way the Lakers are going to beat teams when it matters most, is they're just going to have to blitz them with the scoring. They're going to put up like 130 points, maybe give up 125, but hey, if you're a 5-point win's a 5-point win, even if you give up all the buckets in the world. And I think that still is going to kind of be the Lakers' identity. I love how fluid and effective this offense has been. Again, I think JJ Redick has done a great job, but when you have Luka or Austin Reaves out there as playmakers, you're always going to be set up for success. Never mind the scoring that they've both showcased. You give those two guys LeBron then to play off of. I just think this offense has such ridiculous heights that it can reach over the course of this season. And again, like that's why it's been so insane that they've been playing so well, that they've been winning this way, is because I thought the only way they were going to win games pretty much all season was going to be because they just blitzed everybody offensively. And again, they put up a lot of points, but without LeBron and, with Luka's health a little bit up in the air coming to this season, not like super up in the air, but he's dealt with injuries pretty frequently in his recent career. I really thought at this point the Lakers would kind of be like 4-4, maybe 3-5, but they're 6-2. Again, have won 4 games in a row. It's not something I would have expected with the way that the health has gone for them. Coming up here, the Lakers have a big stretch to go ahead and try and prove that this is real. They play some bad teams. It's like the Hornets, the Jazz a couple of times. They face off against the Pelicans at one moment, the Mavericks. We'll see if Anthony Davis is healthy for that game on November 28th. But in the midst of those, they play the Spurs. How are they going to handle Victor Wembanyama? The Hawks, even without Trae Young. The Thunder on the road. That is the ultimate test in the NBA right now. The Bucks in Milwaukee. The Clippers in an NBA Cup game. The Suns have been, fighting. They've been competitive. The Celtics, the Clippers again, as well as the Suns and the Rockets going into Christmas. Like there are a good number of games here where the Lakers need to prove themselves with or without LeBron. We don't know when he's going to be back. It feels like he'll probably be back at some point in that stretch, probably like end of November, early December-ish, maybe. We don't really have a clear vision of when he's going to return. But in the meantime, they need to rack up as many wins as they can. Like, it's fine if you lose some of these games. It's understandable. Like, if you lose against the Thunder without LeBron James or in general. But they really can't afford to start dropping some of these games against beatable teams because the schedule is going to get a lot harder. Even when LeBron comes back, like, they have some brutal stretches towards the end of this season where they're going to need all hands on deck. And if they are just not on their A game assuming they lose some of these early pickups at the beginning of the season, you could rapidly descend down these standings. The standings in this Western Conference are going to be so close all season. It's hard for anybody to gain separation right now, but the difference between the 3-seeded Lakers and the 11-seed Utah Jazz is 2.5 games. Again, I know it's early, so obviously teams are close, but even still, I just think that's how it's kind of going to be. It's going to be one of those years like last year where if you're up 4 or 5 games, you can go from like, hey, you've got home court advantage in the first round to now you're playing for your life in the play-in against a number of really good teams in this Western Conference. So yeah, basically the Lakers got to get these wins. It is huge that they're playing the way that they are right now. They should, by all accounts, not be winning this many games. It's a testament to Luka, to Reaves, to this supporting cast that might be better than I thought. Like, I'll be the first to admit when I'm wrong here on the channel. I might have been wrong. I might have underestimated this supporting cast, but I really need to see them continue to prove it, and they've got a few chances coming up to go ahead and do that. And if they can do that, if they can grab some of these big wins, if they can pick up those games that they should go ahead and pick up, then suddenly we'll have to talk about the Lakers more comfortably as one of the top 4-ish teams in this Western Conference, as a team that can grab home court advantage, and one that should legitimately be feared in a big way when LeBron James returns. But if they start slipping a little bit, then we might go from this video that's going to be called something like the Lakers should not be this good or something along those lines to, okay, maybe I was right about the Lakers. Let's quickly talk some of the other NBA games. The Bucks knock off the Pacers. That's another team that's probably going to have to get a video at some point here soon. Giannis, turnaround midi game winner. Imagine me showing you that clip like even 4 or 5 years ago. You would have been like, how is he hitting that type of shot? Giannis was playing out of his mind to start this season. 33, 13, and 5. Gary Trent with 11, 13 from AJ Green, 15 from Kuzma, 11 from Cole Anthony. Just all around a really solid game. Not Miles Turner's best revenge game against the Pacers, who booed him, by the way. Imagine me telling you that Miles Turner was going to be playing against the Pacers and getting booed after his tribute video, like at the end of the Eastern Conference Finals. You would have said I was insane. And on the Pacers side, I mean, they're just so decimated by injuries. But shout out to Pascal Siakam, who has been so unbelievable to start this season. Even in the face of all these injuries, he's just so good. And if he plays enough games, if they don't shut him down or something, will firmly be an all-star and will probably end up in some all-NBA conversations. Although with the amount of wins that I think the Pacers are not going to get, maybe that doesn't quite play into his favor. Oh, the Heat knock off the Clippers, another team that probably needs a video. 120-119, terrible final shot by Kawhi Leonard. But yeah, they just continue to grab wins. The second half of a back-to-back on the road, 25 and 10 from Bam, 21 from Norman Powell, 16 from Khalil Ware, 17 from Andrew Wiggins, who also hit the big 3 at the end of this one. This is just a really good Heat team. Like, the offense is so much fun to watch. It's really fast-paced, no pick and rolls, just straight get paint touches, move, and find ways to get buckets. For the Clippers, it continues to feel underwhelming. When I take a look at LA and the talent that they have over there, they have not impressed me defensively the way I thought they were going to. They are bottom 10 in the league on the defensive end. Offensively, it's also not been that fun. They're middle of the pack. Just not been a lot to be excited about. And listen, they've got a lot of new moving pieces, like they're still gelling, but I'm starting to think that maybe this team is just too old, that there is not enough creation here outside of like Harden, because Kawhi is hitting these really tough buckets, but then you get to the end of the game and he's like kind of the guy you want taking the final shot, and there's just no way for him to create. And I do think, you know, maybe the ball should have been Harden's hands to go ahead and break down the defense, and maybe you kick it out to Kawhi and you run some type of play. I don't know. Like, Kawhi just had the ball and just took like the hardest fading jumper that you ever have seen. So yeah, there are concerns for the Clippers, and they play the Thunder today, tomorrow, whatever, when you're seeing this video, and Kawhi might not play. So that feels like another loss that's coming in, which would push them below 500, which is not a good start for this Clippers team. The Jazz beat the Celtics, who had like the worst three-point shooting game by any team that shot 50+ threes in a game. And it's on a Yusuf Nurkic game winner, which is just an absurd sentence for me to say in the year 2025. Keontae George, 31 points, has been legitimately awesome to start this season. Like, some of these stat lines: 31 and 4, 25 and 7 dimes, 26 and 10, 29 and 8, 18 and 10. He's averaging 23 and 8.1 assists. The efficiency has not been fantastic, but he's been like legitimately really solid. And this is what I was hoping for when he was balling out in Summer League a couple years ago, when I bought a lot of stock in him. Keontae's been great, and the Jazz are 3 and 4. Like, they've been sneakily competitive so far, which is cool to see. And then kind of around the rest of the league, you have the Brooklyn Nets getting annihilated by the Timberwolves. This Nets team is going to win maybe like 4 games all season. The Knicks, big game against the Wizards. Karl Anthony Towns, his best game so far this season, probably just eviscerating the Washington Wizards. The Pistons, another big game from Cade Cunningham to knock off the Grizzlies, who are just spiraling right now. It seems like Ja Morant, is at least back a little bit in terms of the connection to Tomas Isalo and this Grizzlies team, but played terribly, and they just feel like they've got no juice at all. Nuggets beat the Kings in kind of a close game, but it just makes me sad watching this Kings offense and defense. But everything about the Kings makes me sad, but big game from Jokic, one of his best of the season so far. The Rockets beat the Mavericks 110-102 as the Mavs fall to 2-5. 26 from Şengün, 26 from Amin Thompson, 21 from KD. They've just been playing great. After starting off 0-2, they've won 4 straight. They've got one of the best net ratings in the league. Offensively, they've been so sick. It's actually been the offense more often than the defense that has been winning them these basketball games, which I think is a great sign because I think the defense is only going to get better over time. But yeah, that's the NBA last night. Let me know what your thoughts were and takeaways from the games. Let me know what your thoughts are on the Lakers. Do you think this team is for real, that there actually is more here than some people are expecting, that they're a championship contender or at least one of the upper echelon teams in this Western Conference? Or do you think that there's still time for them to come back down to earth, that they can't sustain this, that the defense is going to continue to take a step back? What do you think about LeBron not playing so far? Would you try to trade him? Do you think that he is kind of necessary to come back and elevate this team the way that I think he is? Let me know all your thoughts. Would love to hear them, of course, down below in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe if you enjoyed, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. Yeah, appreciate you watching. I'll see y'all later. Real one, say it back.